Foes and heroes. Gonna tell you about pros and foes and heroes. Gonna tell you about
comic books, costumes,
Facts. Boots.
and other stuff.
In this week's issue, Peacemaker.
Welcome into Bros, Foes, and Heroes. I'm Zach, joined as always by the mercenary himself, Mr. Mike.
I'm a mercenary. I'll
Well,
take you out.
at heart, but you are always a man of peace. Well, you at least will be for this episode. As we are continuing our Peacemaker coverage, we talked about it on Monday's episode. Now diving into it.
That was pretty slick.
Thank you.
Yeah, nice
Thank
job.
you.
Yeah, I like that.
We're going to dive back into and cover something we had covered before, but a little bit modernizing ourselves if we're going to cover it again, and that is the origin of Peacemaker, which actually took place.
I mean, look
Mike,
at me. I'm all about modernizing.
We are. I guess before we dive right into, very much so. I mean, that is you are an example of the modern man. To
I am that of that age.
Before I just dive right into this episode, I should at least tell you what's coming up. I'm about to bombard Mike with Robin stories because he absolutely hates Robin. But to make it up to him,
Not a big fan.
yeah, but to make it up to him, because I'm trying to make him at least care a little bit about the character before the end of the year. So I have a couple different stories. I will tell you one of the stories is just more famous than necessarily maybe the best, although I don't think that character... Well, no, we said that it has to be as Robin.
Right.
Right? It's not...
Yeah.
So we
No
don't have no
Nightwing.
Nightwing, no Red Hood. This is all as Robin.
Yeah, Red Hood.
So I kind of have the big stories that I want to cover lined up, but so Mike can, be able to make it through on our Wednesdays. During that, we will also cover some ridiculous Robin stories. So you can look forward to some Robin shenanigans starting on Monday, and then on Wednesday I can tell you we have a ridiculous early Robin stories from back in the 40s.
So Rockin' Robin Summer.
Yeah, it's a Rockin' Robin summer to close
That's
out
it.
our August. I like that, Mike. That's solid. See, Mike's the idea man here. But today we have
The idea
Peacemaker.
man, Jesus.
What?
Oof,
Is that wrong?
Yeah, you're going to be in trouble. Hey, look, it's
I
D&E.
I choked up. D&E.
It's old D&E.
Which where do you say D&E? It's death, right? Oh, because
It's on their chest.
they are D and E from the group Death, which stands for Dedicated Enemies of and Traitors to Humanity.
Wow,
that's what
long.
the A stood for. They're the agents of death. No, for us to get into Peacemaker's origin, we have to go back, Mike, to the Fightin' Five, specifically issue number 40 that came out in November of 1966.
Okay.
In this issue,
And this is which comics?
this is Charlton Comics. At the time. Charlton Comics.
They make a lovely chew.
They do. So Charlton is producing the Fightin' Five, and they decide that they're going to introduce a new character, everybody. Introducing the Peacemaker. Do you remember when we covered Peacemaker's origin before?
I do. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So
Boy in suit becomes man in weird helmet.
yeah, I'm going to tell you the original origin, and then we'll also talk a little bit about DC's kind of, modern retelling of him, and we get more of the version we see on the TV show and in the movies now. But
Sure.
originally, still named Christopher Smith, but he is essentially an envoy to the Geneva Arms Conference. He's a man dedicated to peace. But it also talks about how that if he can't get it by means of peace, then he has to, he cares about peace so much that he's willing to fight for it. Not kill for it.
Sure.
Just fight for it. That changes along the ways too. So we are introduced in our story here as Christopher Smith is hearing of
Christopher Smith.
there's a president the president of the U.S. is concerned
There's a president.
with border wars in South America.
Yeah.
Right? That's
sounds familiar.
Big problem at the time there in the 60s. What we come to find out is there's a man by the name of Emil Bork. And I'm going to make this
Excuse me, what's the last name?
Bork, B-O-R-K.
Okay.
Emil Bork.
Bork.
To make this story its simplest, it's just easiest. Well, I'm just saying, is Emil Bork essentially travels to these countries and he helps sell them all the weapons to both sides. And then he has his men carry out different underhanded things or like bombings of different embassies to kind of start wars between those two countries.
Start wars or
border wars.
Okay.
A war is war, Mike.
I was trying to make some kind of joke where I used the word Bork instead of war, but it just didn't work.
No.
Yeah.
Make Bork, not
Make Bork.
Make war, not Bork.
Make Bork, not Bork. It's like Smurf.
Yeah.
Make Bork, not Bork.
Yeah. And so and then essentially he's selling them more arms that way while they're having their border wars against each other.
It got to you, didn't it?
It did. And he's also like instilling himself in like positions of power, and this is how he's getting things.
Sure.
So Christopher Smith is deciding that he's going to go to this convention and
nothing about a dad that hits him in the head with a shoe or anything.
Nothing.
Okay.
Here's the thing. At this point, his dad is like he is like an army special. He's like a fighter pilot or something like that.
Okay.
And his mom's a scientist who has just raised a very well-rounded boy who is like, he's very, strong and good at fighting, and he's got all of the aerial skills like his dad.
And
he's
skills.
smart. I don't know, but he's like smart and really into science.
He can
and
flip
like
and fly.
his mom. So he's, a good old boy.
I got you. Sure.
All that stuff. We'll get
All-American envoy to Albania or whatever you said.
The Geneva Arms Convention.
Sure.
But he's going to go and try to stop Bork in a peaceful manner.
Bork, quit it.
He's showing up as like a statesman to stop him. He's going to use this path.
Gotcha. Sure.
Well, on his way there...
Wait, he works for who?
The United States.
Does he work for the United States or the UN?
He works for the U.S., I'm assuming, because he always talks about... He gets to talk to the president, and he like knows the...
Oh, okay. All right.
So...
it sounds way more like a UN type thing.
It does, for sure, but... It's a comic book, Mike.
I got you. Sure. I just want to double check myself before I double wreck myself.
If you know what I'm doing?
That?
I'm suspending this marker like you need to do your disbelief when we cover things like this.
Okay, you got it.
That was a terrible joke.
That was pretty bad, yeah. And for you audio people, don't worry about it.
The beauty of it is you missed it. So
that's true. You're welcome.
But Bork's men,
Bork.
Bork's men are waiting for Christopher Smith to arrive. And they end up firing missiles at the limousine carrying him and...
You think when Bork's men, like, they're just in a little...
His secretary.
They're in a little group over there, and they're just waiting. They're like, Bork. You think that's just all they say is Bork?
He just hires men who only know how to say Bork? It kind of seems like the most useless henchman ever.
Well, think about all the clones we heard about in the actual Peacemaker thing. Yeah, they're all just sitting there, Bork.
But they were more what was it? They were more Life of the Mind type, right?
Yeah. I'm sorry, it was very stupid.
No, I did the suspending.
But little guys that go Bork. I mean,
Well, but the limousine is protected enough to where they aren't killed. But he tells them all to essentially like, hey, play dead.
Okay.
Like, they think that they've taken everybody out, and they steal the briefcase that Christopher Smith is there. Apparently, he has some papers that he's been carrying that Bork needs.
Papers.
When they go to open the briefcase, an odorless, deadly gas is released, and they just drop dead.
It's Bork gas.
It's Bork gas. He was like, I knew Bork's man would try to steal this. And everybody wakes up, and he's like, what happened to him, Mr. Smith? And he's like, a precautionary device, Miss Blair, that's his secretary, to ensure that these papers wouldn't fall into the wrong hands. So he just, for a man who would just fight for peace, he just randomly killed two guys who tried to get into his briefcase. What if he was like, shit, this is the wrong briefcase. This is just like, a Slim Jim and my gym outfit.
Today's retelling, he would turn around and go, they got borked.
Oh man! So he shows up at the Geneva Convention, or the wherever they're going. It's not the Geneva Convention, but the arms.
Geneva Convention ball.
Oh man! And he essentially like calls out Bork while he's there. He's like, Bork has some extremely efficient rapid fire weapons, I believe. And he tells him, you know of them, Mr. Smith? Oh, you are very well informed. There's an adage in your country which indicates that a little knowledge is a dangerous thing. Too much knowledge, Mr. Smith, can be fatal, is what he tells him. So Bork essentially threatens Christopher Smith here. And as he's over there talking, as Bork goes to talk to as Emil, would it help if I called him Emil?
It's just hard not to laugh at the word Bork. I don't know what it is. I just keep putting Bork, Bork, Bork into everything.
Fair enough.
All right, go ahead. No, don't call him Emil. I'm a grown man. I need to get over it.
Well, I hope so, because his very next thought is the CIA thinks Bork is plotting to start a bushfire war in their country next. I don't understand this sentence, though.
It's a Bork fire war.
No, but explain this to me. The CIA thinks that Bork is plotting to start a bushfire war in their country next. The U.S.?
In the CIA's country? Okay.
Right?
I mean, it would have to be the U.S., yeah. That is weird.
Those diplomats have been warned about Bork, but he seems to have them hoodwinked. So reading that, you would think it would be the U.S. I can tell you, by the way they write it later, it is South American countries like they had the border war. So it is very confusing the way this is written.
Do you remember when Michelle Obama said for us to eat less Bork?
We are going to be able to hear how much
ketchup is not a vegetable and eat more Bork.
Yeah. Well, anyway, he realizes that he can't stop Bork through peaceful manners, and so he's off thinking in his Swiss Alps getaway, which later becomes known as the Peace Palace.
Really?
I'm pretty sure they call it the Peace Palace.
Oh my God.
But it's on the Swiss Alps because he's neutral.
Yeah.
He's peaceful.
Yeah, sure.
But he's American, obviously. So maybe he does work for the UN. Like, why would they have a...
That's what I'm saying. It's so weird.
It is. But he's just...
But then also the CIA owns the country. I think that's a fact that they let slip way back then.
Maybe they're just peeling back our eyes now.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I think that's one that got through.
So the CIA owns some South American country that we're just finding out about. Watch this video get demonetized. Actually,
I don't know where the cocaine that came from.
And that's why there's hippos in Colombia.
That's right.
So,
that's right. Coke hippos.
Chris is off in his Peace Palace, and they're thinking as he looks off, and he's like, Bork is unscrupulous. I'll say. Bork is very unscrupulous. But he's like, I've used every means at my disposal to foil his plans, except one. And he talks about how much he detests violence and how, like, because of his inadequacy, though, thousands of innocent people may die, and he can't have that. So then, I love the caption here. In the great cellars, there is a thick steel door. No man except Christopher Smith has ever been in the room beyond it.
Who built it?
Well, just him, I guess. Inside is an arsenal of the most potent weapons ever devised by man. Oh. He has designed all of them. But as a man dedicated to peace and nonviolence, Christopher Smith has sworn never to use any of them. So look, there's like, it has like a silhouette of like planes and stuff he's built to show you, but it's a room full of weapons. Has this whole stockade, but he's like, here's another weapon I made that I'm never going to use.
The door kind of opens a little bit, and you just see a blowgun and a slingshot in there. That's it.
Well, my thing is though, but like, look at the like the armory he has there for things. Like that is a lot of time to spend making weapons. If you're like, I'm never going to use weapons, but just in case, I'm going to make a
just in case. Let me make a whole bunch of weapons.
Yeah, and a special plane and a jetpack that we're going to come to find.
Wow.
But then he goes, but you know what? If Bork is permitted to continue, like I'm going to have to get involved, and he must be stopped, and I can't succeed with peaceful methods, so I kind of have to go this next step that I've resisted doing until this point.
No more Bork.
But in this case, violence must be met with more violence.
Oh, no.
Although violence is against everything I stand for, there is no other solution.
This guy with his soliloquies here. He does.
And so, although Christopher Smith has sworn to never use these implements, they want you to know, he said he would never use them.
Not going to use them.
Except right now when he's about to use them.
This is different, but, normally I wouldn't use them.
He reluctantly assumes the role of the Peacemaker. He didn't seem really reluctant. He was like, I kind of got to do this. Do you think that there's like this whole montage of with him getting ready? He's just like grabbing the helmet and he's like, I got to do.
I just don't want to do it.
I don't know. This is a step too far. No, never mind. I'm going to leave it there. No. He like leaves for 10 minutes and he comes back and he's just like staring at it. And he's like, come on, Chris, you can do this. Is this what the whole...
if you just saw his head there and not the rest of his body, you would think he's like cosplaying as a quarter or something. Because that is one thing they've changed about that helmet that has made it look a lot better. At least it's not an entire record behind your head.
Let's wait till it gets to the 80s. It gets pretty big in the 80s.
Does it really?
Too. Yeah. Okay. So he goes and he fights Bork's men. It turns into a very standard, just like, he goes and he fights Bork's men. who are unable to kill him. We do find out here,
a Borksman.
I should add that something from the very beginning.
You what?
I should add.
Oh, should add.
Something from the very beginning. His suit is mainly bulletproof, kind of like it was in.
Wait, mainly?
Like, except for the parts that show, like, bare skin.
Oh, okay,
but, like, his suit is.
The suit is.
Yeah, just like it is in, the current telling of it.
Yeah.
Also later.
So that's why they were able to unload that machine gun into his back.
Yeah. Also later, it doesn't show the laser ray, I'm pretty sure, but it's insinuated that he's shooting it from his helmet.
Okay.
So that's from the kind of the beginning there too.
Okay.
But there it is. He disintegrates.
Thank God, I wanted to tie those loose ends up.
You needed to see it.
That's right.
He disintegrates a gun that one of Bork's men's holding, and then he knocks him out. And he travels to Bork. I said Bork way too many times, and I got to regroup.
Is it an ongoing enemy of his, Bork?
No, it's 2 issues that we're covering for his origin.
It's not Robert Bork.
No, it's Emil.
The guy who used to be on the Supreme Court.
No, it's Emil Bork.
Okay. All right.
Anyway,
his brother Emil.
But so Peacemaker has gone to then capture Bork and his men. As he's fighting with his men, he shoots a laser from his helmet to disintegrate the gun that I was telling you about. We get to see.
He has to fight the Bork squad.
He does get to.
The Bork bunch.
But Bork is too fast, and he's gotten away in his jet, and Peacemaker's using his jetpack to kind of fly after him.
Yeah, he didn't want to.
Yeah.
No. I don't want to use this jetpack.
I don't want to. I vowed never to use this jetpack.
Okay, this one time, but that's it.
But only for Bork. But they send a rocket after him, which he is. Where does it go? Oh, he tells it I can't dodge it. But his laser ray detonates it, but he's still in the blast zone. And so he's blown back. And it's very Rocky and Bullwinkle style here, kind of like, nothing will stop me as the world goes up in flames. My power will grow and grow is what Bork says as he flies off.
Yeah.
As Peacemaker falls down. And I feel like it's the Rocky and Bullwinkle voice. Is that the end of Peacemaker? Mm-hmm. Will Bork ever make it back again? We'll have to find out next time on... Oh, shit. I should have actually prepared it for it. But it'll be like, is it Peacemaker today or Bork tomorrow? The two.
Leftover Bork.
Yeah. And then we go into a fractured fairy tale.
Yeah.
Or
fractured fairy tale.
Or Peabody and Sherman.
Wow.
I love Rocky and Bullwinkle, man.
Yeah.
So anyway, that is the end. But it tells.
Did you feel insulted by the movies?
I haven't seen.
Okay, good.
The movie.
Yeah, you probably shouldn't.
I've seen parts of it. And
there's 2 of them, right?
Okay. I think there.
I think there's 2 of them.
I have the complete series on DVD.
That's all you need.
And it's still I haven't watched it in forever.
Yeah.
Well, I say that I've watched an episode within say the past month or so because I found it and I put it in to do, and I will still it still makes me laugh now. It maybe not like a
sure.
But it's good. It's it's lighthearted. It's fun. It's great. Anyway, so they wanted you to continue on to issue 5 or the next issue, which was issue 41. Fighting 5. You know what I realized when I did that? I didn't give credit to Joe Gill and Pat Boyette for the creation of Peacemaker.
Good job, boys.
Back there in issue 40.
You did it.
So I wanted to make sure and bring it up now. But the story does continue in issue 41. We're going to kind of breeze through this part a little bit more now because you kind of know, that's what Peacemaker is.
Oh, there's that Bork.
The Emil Bork. Yeah, I do like the setup there. It is very 66 comics.
Yeah.
But,
Bork kind of looks like Vincent Price.
He does a little bit.
It's Vincent Bork.
Maybe he was going for him.
I am Vincent Bork.
That's a solid Vincent Price. Anyway, Peacemaker is falling from the blast radius. He almost hits Black Condor, but doesn't. It's not really. It's just a bird.
That would be great if it was, though.
At first I thought it was. I was like, is that Eagle-Eye? From the very beginning, but no, Eagle-Eye is just something James Gunn created. So, but I would like to say, canonically, because condors live 60-something years.
Sure.
Bald eagles don't live that long. So a condor could still be alive. So that could be the condor that trained Black Condor.
I'm going to say it is.
Yeah, there we go. We just connected that together for you.
Yep. World building over here.
Yep. Peacemaker is able to save himself. His jetpack turns on right in time to save himself from being crushed by the rocks below. Mm-hmm. And then he's able to get in one of his super secret planes that he never wanted to use. But
don't want to use this. I hate flying this thing.
To fly to the South American countries that Bork is trying to start the war between.
Sure.
And he shows up there again, and Bork is kind of like... You're just following me everywhere, aren't you, Mr. Smith? He doesn't show up as Peacemaker. He shows up as Christopher Smith.
Sure.
Because Bork's promising things.
I'm sort
everybody.
of a Borkophile.
Yeah. And he goes, why did you follow me? And he goes, I work for peace, Mr. Bork. Where you go is where I'm needed most.
Yeah, you Borker.
Yeah, you're the worst kind of Bork. So he tells him, are there tensions here? Like, brief me quickly, is what he asks everybody there at the new party in the South American country.
What?
This new party?
Oh.
Not nude. New.
Oh, okay.
And one of them tells him, there's been several border disputes. Emil Bork's agents have committed acts of sabotage, and Bork-controlled papers have blamed these neighboring nations. I don't think we skipped it, but there's one point where he like convinces somebody, hey, y'all go bomb the U.S. embassy and plant this clue to blame it on this other country. And I'm going to send them to go do this with clues to blame it on you guys. So they're controlling all this. So that's what we see at the bot is he has bombed the American embassy, is one of his plans there to, make it look like this war is amping up a notch. As the men are trying to get away, the ones who have just bombed the embassy, they're going to head for the border. We must dynamite the international bridge, I guess, because it's international.
Sure.
But now Bork's plans are in effect.
What's it connecting?
The bridge?
Yeah.
It doesn't say.
If it's an international bridge, what's it connecting?
South and North America?
It's just a big-ass bridge.
Hold on. So would that be just like a bridge between Mexico and South America?
That's what I'm saying.
That's what it has to be.
Is that what it is, right?
So hold on. So it says South America border war, but it's not specific. I bet you, just hear me out. We're to assume that it's just
Mexico South.
It's Mexico versus all of South America?
That doesn't seem like a fair fight.
No, oh my goodness.
I'm sorry to take you down this hole, but these are the questions America is asking.
Yeah. So I'm
Listen,
trying
what
to
do we
see. It would have to be more than likely. I'm trying to look at the map. It would be like Venice. Well, no. Well, here's the thing. Mexico, I think, is connected to Colombia, via. Hold on. This is a path I didn't know I was going down today. Let's look at maps. Yeah, here we go. Oh, great.
Let's look at maps.
Okay, sorry. So Panama is the we say Mexico. Panama is part of North America, right?
Panama? No, I don't believe so. I think it's Central America, isn't it?
So okay, well then where does Central America start?
Well, that's what I'm saying. I think Central America.
Because then Mexico. Here it is. So Mexico connects. Then it's Guatemala, then Honduras, then Nicaragua, then Costa Rica, then Panama. Then we get into South America with Colombia.
Okay.
So is this just a battle in Central America?
I would think so. I think it's a Central American Mexican battle.
We're gonna learn something else right now, Mike.
A volcano is nothing but vinegar and baking soda.
I'm trying to see
Who knew?
All this. Yeah, no, I don't know. I was trying to see if there would be some reason why this was in the thought No, because
if it were I think it's just easily explainable.
Yeah,
because it's way down there in South America kind of thing.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah,
okay,
I think that's
anyway,
what it is. Yeah.
I'm sorry to try to
I derailed that by asking what frickin' bridge this is.
All the way, Bork is trying to get away again, and they're shooting at Christopher Smith, chasing after him. But that's okay. He brought his briefcase again, but don't worry, this one doesn't have poison gas in it, so it doesn't poison him, and he's able to pull his costume out and get his jetpack and head out after. And what he notices is that there are troops gathering at the border between the two.
Hey, you know what?
What?
I don't like this Peacemaker as much as the new one.
No, I get it. I'm just giving you the origin.
I understand. Yeah, I get it.
But what happens is Bork orders somebody who's not a part of the other country's army to fire at the other guys to start the, firing across lines. But
it'd be a war.
But Peacemaker is able, is somehow able to get them to stop firing at each other with his he sends a radio call down
with his "Hey, quit it, Ray."
Yeah, hey, quit it. Boom.
Okay.
Bork decides he's going to have to do what he didn't want to do, and that's send cobalt missiles or cobalt bombs after cobalt bombs. Damn.
On both sides, they're just doing things they don't want to have to do. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do it either. But I got to do it.
I just love the command. Operative 7, this is Warman. Fly the birds.
Warman.
I repeat, this is Warman. Fly the birds.
This is War Guy.
Peacemaker stops.
This is a battle boy.
Peacemaker stops one of the missiles from going, and he redirects the other one towards
a passenger plane
towards Bork's plane, and it explodes. So he kills Bork. I do love as the
and
missiles,
279 passengers.
As the missile hits Bork, or is heading towards Bork's plane, Bork goes, "Get it away, Peacemaker! I can't die like this." And then you see the plane explode, and the narration over it goes, "It is written that those who live by the sword shall die by the sword. It is particularly fitting for Emil Bork to die in such fashion." Like, okay, that's a little heavy-handed, but sure. Like, they were like, "Oh, I can't die like this." No, he can die like that.
Live by the Bork, die by the Bork.
And then, look, Peacemaker's back to your regular envoy. So that's Peacemaker's origin. What I wanted to tell you, Mike, is give you a little bit more history before we close out today's show, just about the character. Everybody loved Peacemaker so much that, as you see, he got his own start then. Charlton gave him his own series in 1967. There's Peacemaker #1. That's a collector's edition. It was only 12 cents. It only ran 5 issues.
Wow, look at him working on the Bork. I mean, a Peacemaker.
But I just wanted to tell you.
Why is Peacemaker, why was he wearing a space helmet?
That's his helmet.
Oh. It looks like a space helmet, doesn't it? Because you can see the blue through it.
It's the regular one.
Okay.
Anyway.
Whatever. I don't like it.
I see what you're saying now. Yeah. It's just the coloring.
I thought it was a space helmet.
I love they had an editorial, like you could write in that it was Peacemaker Patter. I just thought it was hilarious was the name of the thing you could
Peacemaker Patter.
Yeah.
Pitter patter are little peacemakers.
But so that's the first just an image there from Peacemaker #1.
Yeah.
It lasts 5 issues, and then Peacemaker goes away until the 80s when DC buys Charlton, or maybe it's even before then. No. They acquire him in the 80s because there's a reason that I'm going to get to it. It's in the 80s. They acquire, I think Mason's going to look up for me. They acquire Charlton Comics.
Yeah.
And they have all the license to them. They decide to bring people back in. Like, that's how they get Blue Beetle.
Okay.
DC does, and some others. And they... It was the 80s. Okay. And they fold them into the storyline of Crisis on Infinite Earth, just essentially blending them into, in a way, DC's continuity. So what they do is he first appears for DC in the 80s in Crisis on Infinite Earth in September of 85. But before we get to that, the thing that I want to add is I think a lot of people probably know this if you're a comic book fan, but you might if not. So DC acquires the right to all these Charlton characters while Alan Moore is working on writing or has this idea for Watchmen. And he has this story of this fantastic just deconstruction of the genre that, now you might read it and not feel it the same way. But it's because we talked about it a little bit on Monday anyway.
Sure.
But a great piece of work, absolutely. But his pitch at first was he was going to use these Charlton characters as the actual heroes he was going to use. And one of them was going to be Peacemaker was going to play the role of the comedian. We'll cover Watchmen someday when we do the comic, and I'm sure you've seen the movie probably something like that. Yeah. But that was going to be Peacemaker.
Well, I've read that one too.
Yeah. Well, so DC was like, we don't really want to have something because characters die in this. We don't want to have characters that we just spent a lot of money on buying die off already.
Well, I mean, I can see their side
even
also.
though they do kind of kill them off here in this story, but it's because they were Crisis on Infinite Earths was getting rid of all the other multiverses to start one continuity. And then they've done this 4 or 5 times since then. Anyway, I'm just kind of showing you the evolution of Peacemaker. So he appears here. This is his first appearance in issue 6 there. There's a little panel. He's part of Earth 4. Yeah, that's his first DC appearance. And because of that, he also showed up in 1986's History of the DC Universe, where we see him down there a little bit too.
Yeah.
So this is Peacemaker in the 80s. Now,
that helmet did get big, didn't it?
It did. Now, after Crisis, they decide to reboot him and give him his own standalone, I think it was a 4-issue series.
Okay.
Peacemaker there. Now, this is where they change things about Peacemaker. In this story, we get a little bit of a retcon. Chris wasn't born Chris Smith. He was born Christopher Schmidt. And his mother was a children's author, and his father was, I don't remember what his job was.
An alcoholic horse.
But it turns out that he was a German soldier a high-ranking German official during World War II.
Okay, so that's how we got to what we got to
and
these days.
he ran a concentration camp, and he's the response.
Got it.
He solely is responsible, the death of 50,000 people.
Yeah.
They didn't find out until after, they had like been married and had a kid. It had been exposed.
Sure.
And he ends up his dad kills himself in front of Chris on his 5th birthday.
Good Lord.
This is, they decided when we went with the 80s.
This is like an even darker.
So we talked about this a little bit. Chris is haunted by the ghost of his dad then.
Okay.
Through a lot of this.
Okay.
We'll see it a little bit. I think I have one later on in an Eclipso when we get to it that'll show up more. But that's it. And he's very much questioning, like, it's like we get in the TV show or in, like, how his dad was there of, like, oh, you're such a weakling. Like, I would have never done that. But, it's from that. The thing is that his mom then, to avoid the connection, they moved back to the States and changed their last name to Smith. So he does become Christopher Smith then that way still, like old.
Well, that origin makes today's stuff make a lot more sense.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's how they did him, and they did him. That's the origin they went with in the 80s. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's cool.
There
That's
you go.
great.
And he's haunted by his dad. He appears in some Checkmate. He appeared in the Vigilante comic, funny enough, back in the 80s. Vigilante had way more comics by the time in the 80s in appearances than compared to Peacemaker.
Yeah.
I think the Vigilante comic went like 50 issues.
Really?
And that is a very different character than the
Idiot.
Yeah.
That we get today. Yeah.
Costume looks the same. Really cool costume because it was a badass costume then.
Yeah.
But it's a lot different. Not to say that they couldn't kind of maybe take it there if they wanted to, but still. Anyway, so I'm just showing you some more. We get Peacemaker in a Checkmate issue here. Also, I wanted to show off Peacemaker Sans helmet too, like his big flowing.
Yeah, he's got some locks.
Dark locks.
He looks like what's his face from Saved by the Bell.
Yeah, I wanted to show you since we were about to start our Robin coverage. He teams up with Robin. Well, not really. It's a showcase issue from 1993, but he's
what does
on
that
the cover
mean?
there with
Showcase
Robin.
Issue.
So what they would do, there was like a showcase series they did every year. I don't know. I think maybe it was the annuals.
Okay.
For each year, but it would be a collection of different stories from characters maybe not necessarily like used too much throughout or just their own standalone. So this had 3 separate stories. It had a Peacemaker story, a Blue Devil story, and a Robin story.
So it's an anthology.
Yeah.
I got you.
But that's how Peacemaker looked in that series in the 90s. And then there also in 93, an Eclipso, he dies. But you see him there on the cover, the helmet got weird and like part of his shoulder pads.
Is weird, yeah.
But see, it usually appeared like that. That's his dad sitting next to him in the helicopter.
Well, he's got the big ass dove on his forehead now.
He does. He sacrifices himself. Or no, he gets shot down in Eclipso, and I think he's considered dead until he comes back then later in the 2000s and stuff, or maybe even when they did. Nah, it was before Suicide Squad. But there you go. That is essentially a brief rundown of Peacemaker.
I love that. That was
go.
great.
Thank you.
I mean, like, I really feel like I know that character now.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's the goal usually.
Yeah. Good job. You hit the goal.
Oh, thank you. Now I'm going to take that praise because I'm not going to get it for the next couple weeks as we cover Robin for a good while.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's what.
Yeah, I can't tell you that's going to turn out well.
Yeah, I know. Oh well. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But I'm going to have fun doing it. We're going to read some good. I can tell you, we have some good stories coming up involving Robin. We have a very famous book or story coming up involving Robin that we'll also dive into where the fans decided what happened in it. Yeah. And I mean, we'll also have some zany. We'll keep the lightheartedness on Wednesday still too.
All right.
But thank you guys as always for taking the time out to watch, to listen.
Robin.
For all the comments, I can't thank you enough. We've been getting a lot of here lately, and thank you guys for all the praise. Really, I appreciate it. I can't thank you all enough for it. Just any bit of like any bit of joy that we can bring people. I like that. So. Thank you all. Also, make sure to check out the Rogue Media Network family of podcasts.
Oh, RogueMediaNetwork.com. I'm sorry, I was singing Donkey Shane in the background.
Thanks, Wayne.
Trying to help.
And until next time, stay safe, everybody.
Golly con.
Frozen heroes. Gonna tell you about frozen heroes. Gonna tell you about.
This has been a Rogue Media Network production.